Hello. This is my first vlog officially, and I'm going to be, I guess, just touching on a number of different subjects. Currently, what I'd like to talk about is pregnancy. I am on my third pregnancy. I'm currently 26 weeks, and things are going well. I think during this time it's usually more difficult because the sleeping situation, it's constantly turning from one side to the other, so sleeping tends to be interrupted. Of course, the getting up and going to the bathroom several times in the middle of the night does not help the situation either. My first two children, I have a 8.5-year-old and a 7.5-year-old, and they are officially 17 months apart, which was great because they have each other to play with and whatever. I actually thought I would be finished with having two kids, but then obviously recently we were trying, and we're on our third, so there's going to be quite a gap between the second and the third child. A little bit of history. I tried for about a year to get pregnant. I was doing like the basal temperature, ovulation kits, and all that stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't find the basal thermometer very useful at all. I would do it at the same time every morning. I would be stationary in bed and do it, but I felt like it was a constant, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So I could never really regulate when I was actually ovulating. So that never really worked for me. And then I went to the ovulation test kit, and it worked, but somehow still, there's one of my kids crawling around. So that didn't work either. I would assume that it would be between these couple of days or whatever, but again, it didn't work. So I ended up going to a specialist. We ran tests on my husband and myself, and I was perfectly healthy, and he was perfectly healthy. So we're both perfectly healthy. There should be nothing that was like holding us back from actually conceiving. So the doctor that I was with at that time had said, I want to put you on this drug called Clomid, which basically makes you hyperovulate or ovulate if you're not ovulating. The success rate, from what I understood and what I researched on the internet, was fairly reasonable. I actually got pregnant during the third month using Clomid. I would not suggest it because I was ovulating, and so I was hyperovulating. About a week after I was given the positive result of being pregnant, I did a blood test. Peeing on a stick always made me crazy, and I would think, oh, maybe it's not right, whatever. So we were really happy because we were trying, and it was really difficult, long stretch of time. So I got the positive result. A week later, I started not feeling well, like my stomach, and I was like, it's kind of early because I think I was like 3 weeks pregnant when I was tested positive. So it shouldn't have been, started to get the morning sickness or whatever. But something wasn't right. So I was having a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort. My abdomen was really swollen and distended, and I knew that I couldn't have been showing at 3 weeks. So I made an appointment with another doctor whom I felt like I could trust a little bit more. The initial fertility specialist, she was really nice, but she didn't understand a lot of things that I was trying to convey to her. And in the end, I just didn't feel comfortable, and I thought, if this is somebody who's going to prescribe me this medicine and not tell me maybe the side effects that could happen, that I would go ahead and switch doctors. So I'm with the most incredible doctor, and it turns out that I had a torn uterus, like a crescent-shaped tear, and I had like somewhere around 12 to 14 cysts on both ovaries, and both ovaries were touching. The outcome of the pregnancy didn't look good at the time. I was told just to, lay down as much as possible, and I was, considering how many cysts I had and the rip in my uterus that I was, fairly functional. Well, the functionality of my existence, if that's even makes sense, became minimal to none. I could barely get out of bed. There's my daughter. Um, and I was in a lot of pain. They put me on hormone replacement, things um, to help me function. Again, none of those things worked whatsoever. But thank God, 3.5 months later of being in bed and feeling horrible and basically sleeping through 3.5 months, I finally got a good result. And it turns out the Clomid made me hyper-ovulate. So what happened is they formed cysts. So every time I ovulated, I would ovulate more than one egg, but it would stay inside, etc. So that's why the cysts were there. So the rest of the pregnancy has been fine. Like walking a lot or just exercise in general, because I was in a stationary position in bed for such a long time, my muscles and my skeletal frame kind of shifted and moved. So I'm feeling kind of a ripple effect from the initial time that I had to spend in the bed because of the issues that I was having. So I'm going to a prenatal chiropractor, which is really helping. I would suggest to anyone who feels discomfort, make sure you check their credentials and everything. I've really learned to know my doctor and to know how good they are and how long they've been in the practice and things like that. It's very beneficial to you. There is a technique called the Webster method, and what that is they press on different ligaments in the body that grows and stretches during pregnancy, and it helps alleviate some of the tension inside the uterus and in the hamstrings and things like that. So it's been really beneficial. I felt a lot better, although when I go, I'm totally out for the entire day. It does something with my entire system, so I feel as though I've been run through the ringer, but the next day I feel like so great, and I'm able to sleep better. And it's a long-term thing. It's not just a quick fix. It's something that's going to help in the long term. Can you turn that light off, please? It's glaring. My other daughter. And anyway, so this video is really long. So yeah, I definitely suggest a prenatal chiropractor for those in discomfort. And for those of you wanting to get pregnant, really research Clomid. If you are ovulating, I strongly suggest against it, because the chances of you forming cysts and them becoming dangerous when you do get pregnant are really, really high. So I'm just really thankful that I'm already 26 weeks and I'm out of the woods, and everything's healthy, the baby's healthy, and now we're just excited for the baby to come. So this was my first episode. Also, if you know of any really amazing baby products that you think that people can't live without, please let me know. I am definitely up for any kind of suggestions. I feel completely lost in a baby store. It's just there's too many options, and I feel like there's things that you don't really even need. I mean, it's been like nearly 8 years since I've had a small baby, so any help would be much appreciated. Subscribe, and I hope to be doing vlogs every day, except maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll see. So I hope everyone is doing well, like I know you. And bye.